going on, everyone? Alex Da Silva, happy as Larry Group. I hope you are well. Welcome. Hello to another daily dose of live happiness. Today's been a lazy day. I'm just going to throw it out there. It's been a nice day. It's not been a great weather-wise. We've had some sunshine and it's been lovely, but today was a little bit chilly. It was chilly in the evening and it was a bit rainy. But what we did, it was a movie day today. It was just a TV day today. Lucy did a really nice workout. Fair play to her. I'm doing endurance tomorrow, which is going to be tough, so I'm not going to be lazing about too much. Today was like a rest day. So we went to M&S today. I just had this thing. I just wanted to go to M&S. What's up, Stevie? I just wanted to go to M&S today and just get some nice M&S food. You know, when you used to watch the adverts and that woman with the really, you know, she's like seducing you. That's what I could hear in my head. Hey, Christy Lee, Kirsty, sorry, call you Christy. I've just eaten some good M&S food, so bear with me if I can't speak. Hello. Yeah, Ruby's watching Dougie as always. What's up, Dean? Good to see you. And I just wanted to just share. Do you know what? Some days we're just gonna have lazy days. Today was a lazy M&S good food days. If anybody has watched, or if you haven't watched, Gino Gordon and Freddie on ITV, oh my God, you've got to watch it. I've been watching it on and off for a little while, since it's kind of started. What's up, Jay? What's up, Jen? Ben? It's just hilarious. It's absolutely brilliant. And I just wanted to, you know what? I just wanted one of those days today. I just wanted to have a nice, chill day. Got up, did my prayer, did my meditation, did my affirmations. And then I ate too late because I was just being a bit lazy today. Lucy did her workout, as I said, and then I thought, you know what, let's just go to M&S. Let's just get some of that nice M&S food. And I've got loads of cheese and crackers and those really nice chocolate things that they do. And Ruby had some today and it was delicious. And I just wanted to share some gratitude today, just for being alive, for being here, you know, for being healthy again. And it's we've kind of struggled the last couple of days. Not sort of struggled, but I'm just bored now. I'm just so bored of this whole thing. And you know, I'm seeing more and more on Facebook. I don't know whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. When I watch or read any form of news that's kind of going against what's going on at the moment, I look at things with a very open mind. And there is a lot of, you know, I've learned, people call it conspiracy theories, but it's more about, conspiracy is not a bad thing. It's not people shouting out, you know, stuff that, you know, isn't true. A lot of that stuff, there is a lot of things, there's been a lot of research behind it, but there is actually a lot of truth behind it. But the way that they promote, or the way that they, you know, kind of mock conspiracy or conspiracy theories, is that, oh, it's a load of rubbish, you know, it's just people, you know, being airy-fairy. And then all of a sudden, you know, we start to realize, oh, wow, you know what, I have heard about this before. So it's interesting. So when I do watch those things, I do listen and I do watch with an open mind. And I don't kind of attach to it because unfortunately there's nothing we can do about it right now. But it is very interesting because there are a few topics now that keep coming up all the time, you know, with this whole thing with Bill Gates and, you know, this whole thing, people talking about, you know, what's been going on, you know, in the US and globally with, you know, people kind of, the elites, as they call them, which is no news. People have known about that for years, and to be fair, we're finding out that these elites have been around for thousands of years, and that's true. You know, it just is what it is. That, you know, that's always been, you know, we've always had that kind of you know, that kind of class social system, you know, where you have the elites, you've got the rich, you've got middle class, and you have poor, and it's always been like that. But what I find really, really interesting is that more and more and more people are now starting to question everything. People are starting to question what's going on. People are starting to question, you know, like what's going on. Are these figures real? Are they making them up? I was listening to something yesterday. David Icke, who's like, he's the godfather of, you know, he's like a professional conspiracy theorist, if there's such thing. And I watched a video of his on his YouTube channel, and he was interviewed by Terry Wogan when he first started, and they laughed at him. It was really interesting. They laughed at him, and Terry Wogan then mocked him, and then invited him back, obviously 20 or so years, you know, later on. And it was really, really interesting, because almost the next time around, people were actually clapping for David Icke, and you can see how things have started to change. Now, what I do like about him is that he is very factual, and you have to be around these things. And I was listening to one of his podcasts with him and his son, and they were talking, you know, a lot about what's been going on. And I heard a video today of this guy, interestingly enough, Eric. And if Eric watches this, man, dude, fair play to you. Like the stuff you're trying to get out there is really interesting, and I do watch his videos. And the reason I do is because I don't know if it was him who started it, or is something that people are starting to do now, because people are questioning like what is actually going on in the hospitals, because we're seeing videos from the social perspective. So social media, we're seeing, you know, what's being portrayed on TV, but what about live? So what they've started to do in America, because he lives, cheers brother, good to see you, Kel. I haven't seen you for ages, brother. I hope you're well, man. I know this bad boy is growing. I'm gonna grow it like a, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go with it. It's just gonna keep growing. I don't know what's going on. I'm growing my hair back as well, but I'm not ready to take my hat off just yet, because it's like puberty stage. So I just wanted to, you know, what they started to do. They've been doing this in America, and I believe he lives in Japan, I believe. And they've been going into hospitals. Individuals have been going into hospitals with just their mobile devices and just filming to see what's actually going on. And a few people have walked into these hospitals that apparently, you know, this is not here in the UK, but, you know, in America, and there's not really been anything going on, you know, and they've been kind of asking and questioning, and you know, and the reality is, it's like there's not really huge amounts going on with regards to, you know, patients with COVID-19. Now, I'm not disputing that, you know, there is something going on. Of course, we've seen and we see people on the media, but it's just very interesting. And the reason I'm sharing that is because for me, I've always questioned things. I'm not a sheep. People know me. Kerry knows me, and there's a lot of people that know me. I've always been the one person. My mum always said to me, I follow the rules, like I'm following the guidelines, but I question things. I always question things. I always want to know what's going on. I always think, hang on a second, this doesn't feel quite right. I always go with kind of my gut feeling and try to just understand what's going on, not to go rebel and start just, you know, going crazy, because, okay, just to, you know, to kind of understand and get a bigger understanding, a better understanding as to, hang on a second, why are we being made to do this? What's actually going on here? You know, and just try to kind of study a little bit about what's going on. And I've seen more and more people are now starting to do it. Sorry, Ruby's trying to climb onto the table. Don't climb on the table, baby, because it's for eating, not for climbing. Do you want to say hello to everyone? I'm going to turn the camera. Say hello. Say hi. Hello. Hi. Ruby has a habit now. She's learned to climb. So she climbs everywhere. Don't you? She climbs everywhere now, which is, and yeah, I think some of you may have seen a picture of her climbing into the into one of our cupboards. So, you know, I never followed the norm. I've never been one of those people that kind of, you know, just follow the norm. If a lot of you know my story, you know, you understand that I've always kind of felt a little bit awkward and just really feel like I'd never really figured in. So I've started to embrace that more and more now, and I just don't really follow the crowd. So whereas everyone's been turning right, including in business, my wife, you know, Lucy and I turn left, and we've just decided to to now just start to really understand, okay, what's kind of going on here? Not to bite too much into it because, what can we do at the end of it? Not right now anyway. Come here, baby. Actually, let me show you this first so you can see. Look, this is what I have to deal with. Climbing on the table now. You little monkey. Come on before you fall. So yeah, I think it's just, what do you think? I want to ask you actually, has anyone here who's kind of watching or who's going to watch later, what have you guys seen? I've seen a lot of posts. There's some useful posts and there is some dog shit on Facebook. People were posting some really dumb stuff, about, I saw one just now, something in America about TikTok, and they're saying, TikTok, they have, their privacy laws, they have access to all of your information, blah, 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 blah. And my comment was, well, so does Facebook. I found out today that Facebook, this video might not go out if I say this, but who cares? They're saying on Facebook, and Lucy and I just turned ours off, that on Facebook, they track, even when you come off Facebook on the app, even when you come off Facebook, they can tell and they can track your history of everything you do, every website you go to. And I followed the link and actually it's true, they can. And I had a look at my history and they saw every single site, every place that I visited. So I cleared my history, turned it off, and just carried on about my business. Listen, I'm not one of these people that, I don't do dodgy stuff. I don't have anything to worry about. So, but I think there is an element of, this is what we all need to be aware of. It's nothing to do with just TikTok, Instagram do the same. All of these social media places, they all do it because it's just part of what we're doing. It's part of AI, it's part of technology. And it's just, we either use the apps or we don't. Because one of the things that I've realized, it doesn't matter how much you cry about it, it doesn't matter how much you moan, they are not going to all of a sudden go, do you know what? Hello, beautiful. All of a sudden, they're not going to go, do you know what? Yeah, Alex was right. We should just change the laws because, you know what? It's just unfair. They're not going to do that. It's like talking to an idiot. You're trying to explain something to someone and you could be 100% right. And the person all of a sudden is not going to go, do you know what, Alex, you are absolutely right. I should have listened to you. 100 out of a million people told me, but I should have just listened to you. As my wife says, just don't get in the ring, And there's an element with all of these things that's going on, conspiracy or not. I find it interesting. I personally do. But I don't go about, kind of shouting and screaming and going, oh, look at what they're doing. Because at the moment, there is not huge amounts we can do. Reason being is, it's like being in law. You need to have your facts. You need to have your figures. You need to kind of understand these things. So it's just sharing stuff on Facebook because you're angry and you're pissed off with what's going on or pissed off with China. This isn't the Chinese, population's fault. Nobody actually knows at the moment because there are so many different theories now and there's so many different things that are coming out that, we don't really, it's just all, to be honest, I've just got to the point where it's just all a bit too much and it's just all a bit in the air. I'm just trying to keep as safe and sane as I possibly can, but share positivity. Be inquisitive, read, question, understand, but make sure you are doing it for you. Don't drag other people into it, and just be mindful around some of the stuff that's being shared, and make sure that, you are, look at this little monkey. She just loves climbing on the table, and obviously because we've got our sofa here, she just thinks it's hilarious to do that. So, yeah, I don't want to get political. It's not really my thing. I just wanted to share it because I keep seeing it so much now on Facebook that, I just wanted to, I guess, wanted to share my view on it because I do, as I said, I do read it. I do watch the videos, and there are some things like today when I saw that TikTok one, I thought, what a load of bollocks, because they're trying to blame China for it because it's a Chinese, app and it's a Chinese company. And it's almost like they're trying to start a war. I'm going to say this now. Be careful with what's been going on and what people are posting out there or what's being posted for people to see because, this is the kind of stuff that can start a war. This is the kind of stuff that will start getting people into trouble. They did this with, with 9/11. They did this with, with other countries, and they start blaming. Remember the stories. Go back, guys. They're talking about before it was Muslims and they're terrorists and they're this when they're not. I know a few people who are Muslim, who are phenomenal people. And I've met since then other people who are as well, who are also phenomenal people. And I've met tons of Chinese people, and I'm sure I'll continue to, who are also phenomenal people, and understand the difference between the people who are running, that 1%, those elites, and the people that are walking down the street every day. They are just like you and I. So be careful who you're judging. Be careful around the kind of the isms, because this is the kind of stuff that turns people against each other. And you don't want all of a sudden COVID-19 to become something that creates a war. And this is where we need to be careful. Be careful of not raising anger, resentment, and start, becoming racist towards other people and start creating issues locally in your area. And I heard people saying, oh, we need to stop going to Chinese restaurants. Come on, really? Is that going to be necessary? Is it their fault that all of a sudden, because a virus was supposedly created in China, and although when you watch other videos it says that America was also involved. There are so many things that we don't know, so be very careful. And it's all half truths, and again, we don't even know whether it's a full truth or not. So be mindful around things, guys. Look after yourselves as always, and do things that are positive. Be inquisitive. Go learn. Go and dig around that stuff if that's the kind of stuff you love. But be factual. Be careful with what you're sharing. Be mindful, because that kind of stuff can bite you in the bum. And also as well, like, it's surrounding yourself with negativity, and the more and more you do that, the more and more you're going to keep digging down in that stuff, and it's not good for the soul. At the end of the day, it's not good for the soul. If we're going to be stuck at home, do things that are fun, do things that are going to uplift you and not drag you down. So, as I said, look, I'm inquisitive. I like watching that stuff, but I always keep an open mind. And if it starts to get a little bit too much, I just switch stuff off, because, it's not my job. My job is, I'm a mental health coach. I practice mindfulness. I'm a public speaker. I own a business. That is a health and well-being company. That's what I do. That's my job. My job is to motivate, help, and inspire people. To help people to live, incredible lives. That's what I do. So, do the same. I want to install some of that positivity in you. So before my daughter completely destroys my house, I'm going to show you what she's done, just to give you a bit of a laugh at the end. So look, she has completely cleared the table on top of me, and then she's cleared all of her toys, and she has now tried to climb onto the table. She's going to be a climber. There you go. We figured it. Have an amazing day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And as always, be great, be fantastic, and be absolutely phenomenal today. I'll speak to you again very soon. Stay out of trouble, people. I love you. Take care.